Now, I've had requests to make a video on keeping powder blue tangs, and the first thing I want to say is powder blue tangs, gold rim tangs, Japonicus tangs, Achilles tangs, they're all bastards to keep. So if you're lucky, you might get a good one, it might settle in, and you can count yourself lucky. If you're normal, like everyone else, then they usually freak out and fret and get white spot and die. That's the reality of keeping these fish. This guy's bolting around 1,000 miles an hour. Likely to get white spot, likely to die. So, things you've got to consider if you are going to try these fish is to ensure your salinity is low. I definitely have worse problems when the salinity is high, so add the fish to a low salinity. If that means you've got to quarantine them, great. If that means you've got to lower the salinity before you add the fish, great. But make sure you do it. Next thing is make sure that it's feeding on high quality foods with a large amount of garlic, such as Spectrum finicky fish or Thera A. Make sure your temperature is right. I don't want your temperature too warm, I don't want your temperature too cold. In the wild, these things are often found in massive schools. So we could go and say that the reason why they freak out in fish tanks so much is because they're found in massive schools in the wild, and because they're not in a massive school in the fish tank, they're fretting. And you could easily interpret this guy as bolting around, looking very uncomfortable, fretting. So anyway, if I haven't managed to talk you out of keeping this fish, then well and good. If I have tried to talk you out of keeping this fish, then I'm glad, because these fish are a white spot magnet. Now, if you do get white spot on these fish, because they're a skinned fish, not a scaled fish, they're just overly prone to it. They're like a white spot magnet. White spot is always in the environment, always present, and then when the fish are stressed, such as being relocated, the white spot can crack out. If you do get white spot, whatever you do, treat it straight away with something like Majestic. Preferably put the fish in a quarantine tank if you can. You can treat it with something like copper. Lower the salinity, feed it a high garlic food, and pray. Anyway, put a comment down the bottom. Tell me how much you love these fish. Tell me how much you hate these fish. Let me know what you think. I think I've made my opinion pretty clear. I wouldn't buy them.